And the
podcast
begins with a song of rebellion.
How can this
podcast.
be my life?
CD Burners.
Dude, I saw a video last night of Lorde performing at Red Rocks, and she has just a regular treadmill on stage.
Lorde?
Yeah.
Like, is she just treadmilling?
Yes, like it's like they wheeled one out from the gym as part of her stage thing. You know, usually they have like a treadmill and it's like built into the production or whatever. She just has a regular like Nordic track.
Like, if she does stuff on it?
She's singing while running on the treadmill.
Oh, she's getting her steps in. I like that.
I love Lorde. I didn't think that I would love Lorde, but now I do. I heard her new album and I was instantly hooked on Lorde.
She's the best. I saw her live in Philly in like 2017. It was spectacular.
Awesome.
It was like a dream.
I like that she just like straight up showed her pussy on the front of that album.
Yo.
I'm not looking because I think that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
So every time someone pulls it up, I close my eyes.
Yeah. I used to have a girlfriend that used to, every time any hot girl come, like, she would just cover my eyes.
Yeah.
Which is probably the way to be.
But then you get really good at like hearing them because your senses pick up. So then you know when like you hear something like some leaves crunching, you're like, oh, that's a 10.
But she also did it while I was driving.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'd be like turning on a corner, and then there would be like a beautiful Los Angeles woman, and she'd cover my eyes while I was turning. It was fun. It's like fun stuff.
No rubbernecking for Morgan.
I'm glad your notes for the show are he just has Wells Fargo account info on his notes.
He's just on his bank the whole time, checking his balance.
Oh man, guys, welcome to the show. Cameron George. If you don't know who he is, he has an amazing, hilarious podcast called Talking Talk.
What?
And he also
Talk Tua.
Not anymore, bro. You got to catch up.
Did you get
Talk?
Did you get in trouble?
In trouble with Haley?
No, they just got too close to Haley, so they had to remove themselves from the situation and broaden the horizon of the podcast to cover all podcasts instead of Talk Tua. Look, man, real fans know.
We love podcasts. But more importantly, Morgan and TJ have been keeping me a step from unemployed for the past 2 years.
Cam also edits the clips that you guys see for CD Burners, which get a lot of comments. People are really just like, what the fuck are these people thinking? And now you know this is the man. He's unmasked for the first time on the show.
So when you guys see a picture of somebody who's not the name of the thing that we're talking about, and you go, that's not the person that you said.
Listen, I get a kick out of doing it. My thing when you're editing clips for podcasts, you got to be having fun. So I'm having fun. I also like to say I feel like I bring the vibe of like a substitute teacher to the job where it's just making sure everyone's paying attention. Is that what you think it is? Or no? Okay. I'm just checking in.
I think that it's the best thing that's ever happened to us. I really think that it's the best thing that we could have, best decision we could have ever made.
I feel like this is going to be like the future of unemployment. Like I'm just doing it early where it's just like everyone's editing podcast clips for someone. Like you're just like,
Well, I like that we've completed the circle. So now it's like you get to edit the podcast of you being on it.
Yeah.
Getting paid for. And that is the future, really.
It is.
It's just circling money.
Everyone's going to be doing podcast clips eventually.
Well, you do the best job at them. Recommended.
I like when people accuse it they accuse the editing of being AI. They're like, oh, the AI really missed the mark on that one.
So then to me, that's just like, well, then what do you think about AI?
Mm-hmm.
And how does that make you feel about what's happening?
I don't think that the people that comment on these clips have thought one step further than like how they're not going to die today.
Well, to me, it's like what makes me laugh is the idea that it's like some guy would submit these clips to someone that would then post them and then that would all be okay with them. So it's just like layers of like some guy like was maybe drunk editing these, but then they're approved by like corporate.
Yes.
Like it's just the idea of like, then what do you think is going on behind the scenes?
And then somebody, it's like, I don't know. I've never,
that is what happens, right?
I don't touch the liquor. I'm a little drunk in my mind, I guess. But listen, I've been taught by the best, Cole Hirsch.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Shout out
he's
Cole
trained
Hirsch.
me as an editor when I first came out to LA editing for podcasts, but outside. So it's like I'm well versed in Google Images, the power of it.
It's a
what
lot.
it can do.
Are you like in that it suggests the AI stuff when you first pop it up now? Or are you like, get that out of here? That's not what it was like when I was.
You know what's crazy? It's so hard to find like specific images now. There's just like I have folders of like very specific, like being like underground and like aiming a gun at Goofy. You can't find.
You can't find those. You really can't.
You can't. I burned it onto a hard drive. I keep it in a special place. No one knows the password but me.
Our phone is a gold mine. Like if you grew up before this stuff, this is a gold mine.
Yeah, everything is AI now. That's great, right? We love AI.
We love it. It's so cool.
We love AI. Okay. You guys assigned me to listen to Slipknot. I was shocked this wasn't an AI band.
That was your first impression?
I'll just say it. I mean,
Well, why? Because of the way they sounded or the way that they looked, or what is the thing? Because I'm seeing it now that you're saying it, but I never thought of it.
I think there's so much going on with this band. And I think a lot of the music actually does come from such a real place. Corey Taylor's life had so much trauma. He'd gone through so much. And then this band, it felt like such a like honest and raw expression of his life. But then you get into the details that there's a guy in the band named Tortilla Man. That throws a wrench in things.
It really does. And then you see that the leader of the band, you see that the guy that started it is Clown. You go, this is...
Hi, I'm Clown.
This is... Clown is the leader of the band.
The leader of the band. I love that they all have numbers on the back of their jerseys. No names. Like they're the Yankees.
It starts with 0 too, which is an interesting choice. There's 9 guys in the band, but the numbers start at 0. So it
there's
goes up
10?
to 8.
There should be more, is the thing.
There's too many. This is the original Brockhampton. I'll say it. It's like 10 guys. It's like 10 to 35 guys doing a Spirit Halloween collab with Brockhampton type thing. My new rule, 4 guys max in a band.
I mean, I don't know
more
how
than
you
4.
make any money, like splitting it 9 ways.
What do the residuals look like? Are these guys getting peanuts?
I think there should be more.
There should be more
I think there
guys?
should be 30 or 50 guys per band, every band, all from now on, from here on out.
I mean, so Corey Taylor, voice of the band, right? Incredible angelic voice.
Wasn't the first one, was he? He wasn't the first singer.
No, he was the second singer. He came on after the band's first demo. And then Corey Taylor joined for this record. And this was their first record that they did, signed to a record label. They were signed to Roadrunner Records. This album came out June 29th, 1989. But this was the first time that they like worked with a legit producer.
Okay, here's the thing though. These guys have the imagery of like gruffness. They're from Iowa, right? And they're doing this thing. If you have a guy in the band named Clown, you can't record the album in Malibu. That's my new rule too.
I have a big story about Clown that I'll get to.
Okay.
A personal story with Clown that I'll get to.
But so they recorded this in Malibu.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a Malibu record.
Was Rick Rubin like asleep on a couch somewhere, like the BFG with his shoes off?
He did step into the picture. I think he did their third record with them. So I think they had this one and then another one with Ross. And then the third record, they brought on Rick Rubin. And that's when you start getting into the more like, I don't know. When you listen to this record, it's 100% balls to the wall the whole time. Like it's just, it's really fucking coming at you the entire time.
Yeah.
There is no point in the record where they bring it down and have like some sort of softer song or anything like that. It's really just chaos 100% of the time all the way through. So I think by album 3, they were like, fuck man, like we gotta at least
have a note. We have to hit one note.
We have to hit one. No, I think Clown was off key a little bit. I'll say it. I'm not afraid to say it.
Well, I mean, it's hard to be on key when you play the trash.
It sounded like he was like using kettlebells as drums. Some of these songs sounded like you're a political prisoner at like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Sounds like Mickey's just getting tortured.
Well, I can tell.
Sounds like Goofy's getting waterboarded.
Well, I like that they were like, they looked in a room and they said, I'm going to play the trash can. We need like 3 other people to play the trash can too.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. It's like, I imagine like Clown waking up, going to Starbucks and.
What do you think his order is?
Frappuccino.
Mm-hmm.
Did it?
He needs that sugar.
Yeah, it's
He's soft on
probably
the inside.
something like that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for I always get very excited for pumpkin spice.
I think Tortilla Man could be a big PSL guy.
Look, this is stuff we like.
Which one is Tortilla Man? Is he the pinhead guy?
I don't know his number, but he's in there. There's so many of them in there.
Okay.
Tortilla Head?
Tortilla
Oh,
Man?
he also plays the trash can.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the understudy for
Should I buy
Clown.
this for $75?
What
This picture of Tortilla Man playing the keg.
those are just trash cans.
And again, when I see an image like that, it just reinforces the idea. No recording by the most beautiful place in the world. You need to record this album in Buffalo Bill's pit from Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm.
You need to record this, maybe the pit from Prisoners at the end of that movie.
Well, apparently, even though they were in Malibu, it was a pretty rough recording process, and Ross Robinson would do a whole bunch of shit to fuck with them. Like he would like hit them while they were playing their instruments. Yeah, he would
This is
literally
a producer?
he would go in and like smack the fucking instruments out of their hands. He would come in there and like punch them in the face and be like, "Do it again." Like, get this.
That's a prank? That's just abuse.
It was abuse, but that's what he wanted to channel on this album.
These guys wanted that.
This seemed like it's part of their DNA. Like they're just really fucking dirty, gruff, tough guys. Like if you start reading about this, they have all these stories about like pissing on each other and puking in their masks and like beating the hell out of each other.
Can I just say, I also read that they would sniff like dead birds before live shows. That's just inappropriate.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I think that all of everything that we just said is just really indicative of that. That's just kind of, you're from Iowa, you know?
Same place where they do the caucus.
That's look, you people in Iowa, you're like, this sounds crazy to us because we're LA, you know,
to them that sounds like Beethoven. I actually think they hear a different thing
when they're playing. That actually could be really, really true. I think you're right.
It's just a dialect I'm not really tapped into. I'm more into like I can understand corn, Bakersfield. That's a little closer to home for me. So I get that. When Monkey's banging on the drums, that sound like I can recognize that.
Yeah, you know that.
But Clown, that's a whole nother language.
I just wanted to know, like, why did you pick this album, Cam?
Did I pick this? I feel like in a group chat, you guys were like, why don't we do Slipknot? And I might have said, I don't have
gaslighting us.
What?
I think you're gaslighting us.
I don't remember picking this.
You definitely picked it because neither one of us would have picked this.
I thought you guys asked me to do it because I thought too, I was like, oh, that's so random because I've never thought about Slipknot. My mom never let me listen to Slipknot growing up. So I was like, this might be a tough one for me to do.
I think this is great then. Then we did the right choice, but I thought
we're
you
already
picked it.
abusing
I've
each other.
also
Like a
never
Slipknot
listened
thing.
to Slipknot.
I did.
You haven't.
I did. I really like Slipknot.
But where did you listen to them? West of the 83rd Meridian or?
Yeah. You know, Tucson stuff.
You could do it in Tucson. You could do this in Tucson, some parts of Florida, Iowa, anywhere. I think you could get away with this maybe in some parts of California.
Yeah.
The Inland Empire.
You can't listen to this stuff in Pennsylvania. Well, I guess you could, but it's...
Well, you've edited the podcast enough to know that what comes out of Pennsylvania, there's a lot of great stuff coming out of there.
In second grade, I was going on field trips to a house show, like Title Fight.
Yeah.
It's in your blood in Pennsylvania. Alex G, patron saint.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in this, there have been like 4 or 5 incidents that this band has had with like knives and swords. Like this is just, you're right. It's ingrained in their DNA. They had
These guys.
Iowa.
Well, when I think about the version of myself that would have grown up listening to this, it would have been a guy that carves in bathroom stalls. Those guys like Slipknot.
Yes.
And I'm not, that's not a dig or anything.
No,
I
it's
just, that's what it is.
That is just what it is.
Did you ever carve? Are you a carver? I feel like you're a carver.
You carved.
I didn't carve.
Morgan,
You've carved once or twice.
You're a
No,
carver,
I never
and you're
carved.
also. This is also an album for kids that put their homework loose, just straight into their backpack.
This is an album for kids whose dogs actually ate their homework. Like physically ate it up and pooped it out.
I want, when you go through the history of them, they talk about, they're like 10 wild things about Slipknot. 3 of them have to do with legitimate swords. Like there were several sword incidents with the band in such a strong way that they had something called a swordsman incident.
I didn't come across this. What happened on this?
There were 2,
incidents?
actually there were 2 sword incidents, and there were also 2 trash can related deaths almost.
Okay.
Related deaths.
So the first, could get this wrong, but one of the first guys, maybe the first singer, OD'd and crawled into a trash can, and they found him. He's good. He's probably not good now, but he was good after crawling into a trash. This is
So the
just,
trash saved him?
Was it like a waste management trash can? What, do we know the brand?
just said trash. Like he
Okay.
crawled into a garbage can. The other garbage can, there was another.
Was he
garbage
looking for something?
Can. I don't know, but I know that there's 2 garbage can
I'm also
related.
thinking, how big is this trash? Is it like a manhole type thing? Was it a dumpster or a trash can? Because a dumpster.
We said garbage can related incidents.
Okay.
So take that as you
Was
will.
there a sword in there?
No, but there are 2.
Where does the sword come in the picture?
There's not only 2 sword fights
Okay.
between the bandmates, brothers. One of them got stabbed in the back of the head by his brother. And then
Did they want that to happen?
look, if the producer's going in there punching these guys in the face, who knows? They might go into work and be like, who's going to stab me in the back of the head today?
Also, what kind of a job is that? I'm clown. I get a coffee. I go into the studio. My producer's waterboarding me. I'm trying to get the keys right. It's just like,
That's why the album sounds like this.
okay, yeah, that's true.
The thing about it is, like, imagine being clown, going in the Starbucks and being like,
So yeah, let's take this. So he goes in the Starbucks.
this is how I think of this, because this
Does
is
he
what
tip?
I do.
No.
Yeah, I think so. Clown is very rich.
Okay.
Now?
I
You'll
mean,
throw him 18%, but you got to pay with the card, right? Because if you do it with the app, they won't let you. Or one of the ways at Starbucks.
You know what? I saw,
You can only do it one way.
saw that today. I went to Starbucks. I used my app and they didn't let me tip, and I felt bad because the guy was so
that's
nice.
crazy, because I flew to somewhere last week and I bought a Starbucks at the airport, and it said, "Hey, this is your 1 drink order and it's $15. Would you like to put a $10 tip?" And I said, "Yeah, make it 20."
Okay, would you trust Clown at a sleepover? He's top bunk, you're bottom
None
bunk.
of these people I would trust at a sleepover.
DJ?
No.
What's the worst that could happen, though? They
Can
draw
you
on your
imagine?
face.
Can you imagine going to a sleepover at one of these guys' house?
Well,
How much would you need to be paid to go on to do a sleepover with Slipknot?
Dude,
no,
Any of the guys?
None. I would do it for the experience, but I wouldn't like it.
Sure. Yeah, the only guy I wouldn't trust all the way is Clown. I know he would like bite me or something.
I can, dude.
the
And
thing,
just yeah, I don't like
the
that.
thing about Clown. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know, but I guess Clown and Corey Taylor got into some legal trouble with the rest of the band at one point in time
I think I read about that.
because they were accused of like starting other entities and like siphoning off some of the tour money and the merch money. I don't know the details of the case, but you know, when you got fucking 9 people that you're splitting the fees with, you got to do some shit like that.
Well,
to get,
not 9 people that not only you have to split the fees with, but they love stabbing each other and they love throwing
and
up
there's
in their
really
masks.
only 2 guys that are doing stuff. It's like,
wait, so which guys are crawling into garbage cans? That's not Clown. He's
that's the old vocalist, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clown is, he
knows a little better than
here's the
Clown's
thing.
banging on the trash.
Clown is the dad. Like he's
Right.
the dad of the band.
right.
But your dad plays the trash can. So we were working with Slipknot at the other company.
Slipknot or Clown? I think we were working with Clown.
It was Slipknot because they
Okay.
were doing a documentary of the entire like album process, and they had asked me to like direct it, and I was like, yes, this is great. I love Slipknot. People do equal shit. I agree. This is a dream come true.
And
But
so you were punching him in the face directing this.
This was really a goal.
Okay.
I was like, this is awesome. Directed a bunch of stuff before this. They liked what I did enough to invite me into the studio, shoot some stuff. And it was really long days, like really, really, really long days. But so we would shoot for 12 hours and then they would expect a turnaround the next day.
Yeah.
So it was shooting all day, editing all night. Did it for 3 days. And they were like, this is so secret. You can't tell anybody.
Did you
No.
sign NDAs?
Yeah, I think I had to do a lot of that stuff. But by the third night, I was so, you're shooting and editing for 12, every day, all day, or no sleeping.
Yeah.
And Clown really at the time loved my ex-girlfriend because she looked like a psycho. Like she looked crazy. She looked like
Scary.
the Ring.
Yeah.
So he loved her. He like really loved her. Had her
Mhm.
model for stuff.
Now, were you guys, were you closed? I just want to make sure.
Hmm?
You guys were closed at the time, or was it an open relationship?
Closed.
Okay.
Really
Okay.
closed.
So
Is she the one that would cover your eyes?
She would cover my eyes, yeah.
Okay.
She would cover my eyes. And
now, did you get to pay that forward and cover her eyes when she was around Clown?
no. I wasn't even there whenever they were
Okay.
around together. So who
Wow.
So it
knows?
doesn't go both ways.
Look, you only see these things in hindsight, right? I
Mhm.
never thought about it that way. But so he loved her. And I was like, I came home the last night and I was like, oh man, isn't this so cool? I couldn't show anybody. It was an NDA. Couldn't show anybody. I showed her. She's like, wow, this is really cool. You're doing a good job. This is awesome. So I go into the studio the next day and I'm really tired. And I show this to them. And they're like, this is fucking so sick. And I was like, yeah, my girlfriend like really thought this was cool too. In my head, thinking they would think this is cool. That is cool that I showed her.
Okay.
So they did, but their manager was there when I said that. And so after that, they pulled me, he pulled me aside and said, Morgan, I hate to do this, but I have to fire you from this job because you showed the Ring, the Clown.
You showed the Ring, the Clown. That's not good.
So it was the first actual like directing job or like job since we started like our companies that I had gotten fired from. And when they hired the next person, there says, this is really secretive stuff. They are a very like, despite like throwing up in their masks and probably eating it, they probably eat their throw up and
They
their
said
poop.
they had to eat their
Yeah,
throw up
it's good
multiple
protein.
times.
They'd probably eat their poop and their farts and their throw
Oh,
up. You know what I mean?
course.
So it's like that. So besides doing all that stuff,
Mhm.
they're a really tight knit
Yeah.
organization. And so the next person they hired after me, she left all of the drives in the back of seat of her car. And guess what happened?
Stolen?
Broken into and stolen.
By Clown.
So would you rather have
It's an inside job.
my beautiful ex-girlfriend see the videos and just say, hey, those are great? Or would you rather that those videos are out there?
With people doing God knows what with them. I think this producer guy, way out of line. If I were him, I would have said, maybe, hey, Morgan, let's just reiterate, can't show people. We'll let that one slip because I'm sure you did a great job.
So,
Well,
Damn.
I mean, here's the
but
thing
Clown
too.
was very nice. I really enjoyed working.
This is
with
why
him.
artists have managers, because then they can make their managers be the bad guy.
That's true.
Clown was probably pissed.
He
And then-
wasn't. He pulled me aside
He
and said,
probably was though. And he wanted to be the good guy, and then he said, "Okay, now go fire him."
He's a clown.
you're right. That is something the Joker would do, actually.
To Clown, everything is a poem and poems need to be burned. This guy, he doesn't care what it sounds like. It's an expression. Corey, very influenced by Pearl Jam. We know that. I don't hear it personally, but I know it is.
Well, he brought back his other band, Stone Sour, eventually, which
That sounds like an IPA.
yeah, it probably is. He's so like, dude, those guys are entrepreneurs. Corey and Clown are very entrepreneurial. They've done a lot of really big stuff in the music industry. They have a management company. They like just are always doing stuff. They have Funko Pops and all this shit. Like
I was going to ask about the Funkos.
They truly see an opportunity and go for it and do a lot of things. But Corey Taylor brought back Stone Sour, which was his original band before he was in Slipknot. And it was kind of like Nickelback. You know, it was very like much more like singy. And the interesting thing, they were just kind of like, all right, Corey Taylor unmasked and he's singing now.
Well, he has a great range. He's doing some of that, 21 Pilots, super fast, just going crazy. And then he's got some of that like moaning into the mic, like Deftones-esque. And then he's just all over the place doing Corey,
It's so strange because I can't think about Cam listening to me. I can't think about you listening to music.
I listen to this with my headphones on, under the covers with socks on, fuzzy socks. And I had a candle going.
Did Miranda, was she like, what do you do? Where are you doing research for your podcast? You're doing research.
I was writing down notes as I was listening. And one of the notes that I'm remembering now was it felt like a very literary album to me. It felt like the boys do a lot of reading.
I disagree. I feel like a lot of the lyrics are what people who hang out at a gas station think sounds smart.
Okay, well let me say this. The song Sick, I think that's kind of a nod to the Latin word.
Sic transit gloria.
Meaning, this quote is as is, nothing's misspelled. It's very David Foster Wallace coded, this album.
Interesting.
I think there's some references to Infinite Jest. I'd like to see Clown Summer Reading. I bet his Goodreads is pretty stacked. I know he's touched East of Eden.
I know that you were reading Infinite Jest the last time you came over, and you needed what did you need? Some guns?
This was a few years ago. Yeah, I borrowed some.
But yeah, you were reading Infinite Jest, and I was wondering. Actually, I meant to ask you this.
Please,
if you could, like, if I, guys, did you bring it to like a book or a coffee shop to open it and read it in front of people?
I read it behind closed doors.
Okay. If you had to say, hey, this is the story, if you could like give me the thesis statement of Infinite Jest, and also for everybody that's watching, because I know the people that are commenting on here can't read. So if you could kind of summarize Infinite Jest for myself and for
Infinite Jest on the Slipknot podcast.
Well, I think he's really,
this is what I'll say is that there's so many different threads. The story, it's kind of all over the place. I think the whole thing is kind of like a meditation on addiction, what success means. And then, there's this whole thing with this like mind control device that's like trying to like possess people and like control all their attention. And I feel like that's where some of the Slipknot stuff comes in. Some of the lyrics, it's as if this thing is inside me. I can't control it. I'm being possessed, whatever. Maybe they've touched David Foster Wallace. I don't know. Corey, maybe he's read a little bit.
I think that he's a learned man. I think out of all of the guys in the band, and Clown probably is too. We got to give credit where credit's due.
Please.
Look, they're the important thing. There's a lot of important things about Slipknot is that I never heard a blast beat, which is what you were making earlier, like
blast beat.
Yeah, it's where like the kick drum and the snare drum are hitting at the same time. It's like very fast. It's like
like is that a San Francisco thing? I feel like I've only heard that in like hardcore.
It's like a death grind metal thing.
Is it a Gwar thing?
Gwar is like a little bit slower than one would like assume another masked band.
Well, is Gwar before or after Slipknot?
Gwar's before.
Gwar's before, and you have to wonder if some of these masks are hand-me-downs. Because Gwar, they were, wearing costumes. They were in uniform.
All the entire, like really, really uniforms though. Like that, what do you think the process, how long it takes?
For Gwar?
Or Slipknot, like,
Slipknot, they just throw on the mask. Guar, these guys are wearing like full body,
yeah,
giant like prosthetics and stuff.
it's pretty impressive. I don't like Guar. I do love Slipknot, but Slipknot was the first time I ever heard a blast beat on the radio,
Okay.
which I think kind of paved the way for most of the modern metal bands that we now kind of consider metal in our scene, like Motionless in White and Bring Me the Horizon.
Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Could Ghostmain be possible without Slipknot?
I don't think a lot of things could be possible
I
without
think
Slipknot.
all of that, like SoundCloud rap, like that, those kids, like kids are still discovering Slipknot now. And I think there is something that speaks to like teen angst in Slipknot. Morgan sent me a YouTube video the other day that's like talking about Eminem, how we're missing Eminem in white teenage boy culture in the 2020s. And that is why people are turning to like alt-right, because that's like the counterculture now. There's no like,
And Eminem's doing the best he can. He's in parking garages rapping about dropping a coffee pot on Donald Trump's head.
I mean,
He's doing the best.
He's doing the best he can.
really is. But no, actually, TJ,
I think that is really, Slipknot was also it served that purpose. I think for a lot of teens, it was like this angry sort of outlet where it was really raw. You're like, holy shit, these guys don't give a fuck. They're dressing as Halloween year round. They fucking bash on a keg. They're puking in their mouths. They're
smashing
sniffing
shit.
birds. It was this like conduit where teenage boys in the 90s could put their anger that I think we're missing now in culture.
Right.
You kind of, and like you said, that's like why, because that was shocking, like back then.
Well, that's interesting because now teenage boys, what are they doing? They're putting Chobani on their jeans. They're going to Playboy Cardi. I feel like maybe he's trying to get this like vamp era. It's like a little like maybe this kind of like crazy energy, but then you see Slipknot and you're right. It is so real. It's so raw. So what did you guys feel while listening to it? Did you like it?
I was scared.
You're scared.
It scared me.
Uh-huh.
It was honestly terrifying.
But how did you listen to it? Because I feel like this is one of those bands that's a great reminder that there's so many different mediums to listen to music. And this is kind of asking you to like get on the freeway, be fucking pissed. Some guy just cut you off. 110 in a pre-owned car and just blast this shit.
You could really give the guy the finger while you're listening to, you'd be like I said before, people do equal shit, which is maybe one of the best Slipknot songs.
Mm-hmm.
Love that song. Really. And also just what a poetic title.
I don't think that song's on this album.
It's
right?
not, but it is just, that's like when I think of Slipknot, that's what I think of.
When I think of this record, one of the things I really liked was when I don't know who one of the guitarists was, one of the 6 guitarists.
What number?
Anywhere 6, 7, whatever. But this guy, it's just like it sounded like a howling wolf or something. It's just like the noises they could get were just like, I don't know what they're doing to these instruments.
There's a guy that's dedicated to playing samples in the band. And
Really?
I read that he sampled like some Charles Manson movies and shit like that, like audio recordings from Charles Manson, and you hear scratching and you're like, oh
yeah,
there's something.
You listen to
deeper
this
going on
music,
here.
you're writing Piggy on the Wall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just brutal shit. But Morgan, you grew up listening to this?
Oh yeah. Look, I didn't even realize this. And the reason why I liked some of this stuff was, they, like I said, they brought this into the mainstream radio. Like they were on the radio. Slipknot was on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
The things that sounded like Slipknot were Cannibal Corpse. They were not on the radio.
Yeah.
But they like definitely like had their mainstream moment. They were in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective with Jim.
Okay.
And what
Sure.
Okay, and
I
then,
haven't seen it in a minute, but I believe you.
and then like Beavis and Butthead, like they also put a lot of the, like this metal stuff like in the forefront of.
And this is before Primus?
Dude, I think
Like
Primus
Primus was right on the cusp of this.
Dude, I think Primus might have even been before
Okay.
this. Like
I just want to put things in perspective.
it's like a BP or AP situation, you know? It's like before.
What crossed the
Right.
road first? Check, Primus or Slipknot?
Yeah, sort of like that. It is. So, these guys were the first, radio metal things that also paved the way for like Linkin Park.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting thinking about whether or not you could do this now, whether or not, like, if these guys were a lot like getting into their band now, if they could do that. And I feel like they might not want to because they would think it's cringe. I don't think that word existed back then.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a element of like looking at this band and listening to this band where you're like, is this corny or is it brilliant?
Well, and then Korn corny?
Look, man, I think there was a weird opposite bell curve of whatever that looks like, where Korn was the best. And then if you listen to Korn or Slipknot, because they were around the same type time.
Was there kind of a clashing with the fan bases?
I
Korn
think-
guys
I
and Slipknot
I think
guys?
they were like the same pretty much fan base. Like
They worked with the same producer. Ross Robinson worked with Korn.
Did he hit them? Do you know if he
Was
hit them?
Monkey getting his fingernails pulled out by this guy?
I don't know if Ross was doing that to Korn, but I know that he was definitely throwing potted plants at Slipknot while they were fucking recording Sick.
It's nonstop. There's an urgency to this music where you almost have to stop and wonder, what is it asking me to do here? What's my part of the bargain listening to this?
Yeah, what is our part listening to Slipknot?
When they're screaming about pain made to order, I almost just pause. I'm like, okay, what can I do here?
What can it look?
It's like they're asking me to do something and I'm trying to figure out what that is.
It is probably something like
I think you know what it is.
carving.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably carving.
Carving.
Most of the stuff is probably
carving.
carving.
Carving runes into the bathroom at a Del Taco.
If you're a Slipknot fan in the early 2000s, like what are we carving?
Maggot. You're just carving the word maggot.
They call themselves maggots,
Yeah.
the fans.
Yeah. Well, Clown called the fans that. He said that he saw a dead deer being consumed by maggots out in the woods one day. And he said that the motion of the maggots reminded him of the motion of a mosh pit. And that's when he was like, oh, I'm going to call the fans maggots.
Okay, here's my rule. You can do that as Clown, but if I come into your house, I can't catch you taking a bath. No candles, no fuzzy blankets.
That's true. You got to like really live by
That's what I mean. Yeah. You're allowed to say that kind of stuff and do that stuff. If you want to sniff dead birds, that's fine, but no fuzzy socks.
Well, I saw this video of Slipknot yesterday because I walked into the office and I was like, this band is too scary. I was telling that to Meredith. Meredith, she likes stuff like this. She likes metal. She's a spooky person.
Mhm.
I don't really like horror movies. I
It's
don't like
spooky.
anything
Spooky is the
scary.
word for this.
Yeah. And I was like, they're scary. And she's like, no, they're precious. And then she sent me a video of all of Slipknot backstage interacting with a toddler. And it pulled me out. It pulled me out of this world. And then I listened to Slipknot again. This is probably the fifth listen. And I listened to it differently at that point. I approached it with more tender ears, I want to say. I was like, oh, really, they're really just angry guys with a soft core. And they're presenting themselves in this like scary, tough way. But at their core, they're really sensitive guys.
Do you think Slipknot is a mask for these guys?
Absolutely.
What are they hiding?
I think
What are they trying to cover up here?
their hate for their dad, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, just maybe like, look, you're growing up in Iowa. You have to go to BK for like,
What, 4 or 5 times a week?
yeah, at least, right?
Twice a day.
And so you're like, damn, dude, I got to put the mask on.
Yeah.
I like that they just literally gathered up probably like everybody that they knew in Iowa who was like a musician or just a weird freak. And then they were like, let's all be in a band together.
It's Carnies.
Yeah.
It's Carnies doing Carnage.
It's clip it, Cam. Well,
that's what the music, it sounds destructive at first, but then I think you're right. You realize it's just this kind of expression. These guys saying, you don't have to carve into a bathroom wall, but if you're taking a number 2 right now and you got a little pocket knife, feel free.
Yeah, let off some steam. So you don't take your steam off on something else. This was an express, like you could go to a Slipknot show, let it out, and then go back to your job at Shoe Palace.
Yeah. I also heard this story about the band meeting the executives from the record label for the first time, and they walked into the label and Clown said, how does it feel to meet your first platinum selling artist?
Clown said that.
Yeah. And this was before they were signed.
Wow.
Which is pretty like cocky, but also like it just shows you that he had a vision. He like willed it. He manifested it into existence. Clown is really the brains behind it all. I think
not Corey.
No, Corey's has a puppet. Corey has the angelic voice, but the vision was already there before Corey even entered the picture. They already had the masks. They already had the sound. Corey was just, stepping into this.
He was truly just number 8. You're telling me that Clown figured out the aesthetic. Like, we know what it is. We know what the music's going to sound like. Mm-hmm. Now we just need the guy. This guy comes into an audition. They're cracking bottles on his head. They already
knew him from other bands.
Oh, really?
They were like, that guy sounds pretty good. Maybe we could just make him not sing like that and just yell the whole time.
And there is another thing about this. Corey is a hunk.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a hunk. So they did have. You
wouldn't know it by looking at him.
Right.
In that mask.
Listening to this too, would have never guessed Corey. Singer.
He's a little bit of a hunk. Come on, man. Look at that picture. For making this type of music, he's a little bit of a hunk.
Making this kind of music, your name has to be Skunk if you're singing.
Look.
Tortilla Man, he gets the axe. Yeah. No more Tortilla Man.
What are the names of all of the guys in Slipknot?
So it's funny that, what do they call their fans?
Maggots.
I call our fans something different, but it sounds really similar.
There's Clown. There's Corey Taylor. There's only really, the only people who have nicknames are Tortilla Man and Clown, right?
No, they're all named something. They all have to be named something.
No.
So the rest are just like, my name is Mike.
Yeah.
This is Mike from Slipknot.
My name is Jim Root. I play guitar in Slipknot.
Doing Jim face on Slipknot. Guys, there's a song on this called Me Inside. I think it's a little unclear as to whether it's someone's emotions or maybe a rainy day and a guy just stuck inside. So if they could like tighten that kind of crap up in the future, I'd appreciate it. Just a little vague. I know that art is subjective, but I don't know how to interpret that.
Which I think is really fair.
Whoa.
That's really fair to ask of the artist that's making the art for you. Like sometimes it's too open.
Just clear it up a little bit.
Sometimes well, exactly. That's why I keep bringing up people equal shit. I know what they're saying. They're saying that people equal, that they think that people are shit.
People equal shit. That's what they say.
That's the name of the song.
Did you know that they were managed by Sharon Osbourne?
Yeah, I saw that Ozfest was like a big thing for their early career. Like they got kind of put on by that. This was like before their debut album was released.
Did you see a picture of Sharon Osbourne recently?
How's she doing?
Actually, no, I'm messing up older women.
Whoa, Kelly Osbourne is engaged to Slipknot's DJ Sid Wilson. Wilson proposed to Kelly backstage at Ozzy's final Black Sabbath
and
concert.
Ozzy was there, sitting down right next to them.
His last show?
That's like recent, right?
Yep.
Hey, well, I just want to say, I can't believe, so you grew up listening to this.
Yeah.
You might be my only friend that grew up listening to Slipknot.
Really?
I don't know that many people in a Slipknot.
I liked metal stuff because it was counter culture for me. It was the thing that we do before I knew that the thing that we do existed.
What were you doing like while listening to this? Were you ever like playing with tarantulas or like riding a dirt
Yes,
bike or
actually,
something?
I had a snake. I had a snake for sure. I was sneaking vodka.
What were you doing with the vodka?
I was drinking it.
Okay.
But this poor guy, Sid Wilson, he got in a bonfire accident.
A lot. This
Was he trying to crawl into a super hot trash can?
I don't know, but he burnt his face from like here down
Well, good thing
really
they were-
recently.
good thing they got masks. You know what I mean? the thing about this band is it is filled with tragedy.
Mm.
Yeah.
It is filled with tragedy, and I think that that's really it speaks. You know, when you hear the songs and you're listening to this, you know, you're in bed, you're laying down, and you're like, damn. There was a guy that almost died in a trash can. We had sword fights. We had, you know, a lot of deaths, a lot of stuff happened in this band in the first album. Like after the first album, they almost broke up. And so you're listening to this stuff and you're like, I feel it. I feel what you're saying. But yeah, that's kind of how I felt growing up.
Cam, I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
how this album has influenced you creatively or artistically, because despite what you say, I think you picked this record.
I did not pick it. I got to go on record here. You guys 100% said we should do Slipknot.
Cam, did the chaotic layering and innovative sound design on this album influence how you approach editing audio and video?
Editing podcasts. Yeah, I mean, there's a certain rhythm to it. You know, editing podcast clips, I think, is an art. There's a way to do it. I think there's a right way to do it, but a lot of it is just expression. So, you know, when I'm editing stuff, I do a lot of podcast clips. Sometimes I feel like clown.
When you're crafting the tone of a podcast or video segment, do you ever draw from the intensity of albums like Slipknot's?
I could, and I might. Some of these songs, it just sounds like you're in a pit. Could be a pit anywhere.
With our clips in particular, I feel like there is a true sense of chaos versus control,
Okay.
which I feel like largely parallels the energy on Slipknot. Do you feel like the balance of chaos and control on this Slipknot album closely resembles what you try to do with what you bring to the table for CD Burners clips?
I do. I feel like the puppet master. You know, I'm in the seat. I got a jersey on, no name on the back, just a number. Got my little mask on.
I see you have the barcode on there too, just like the band.
Did they keep them on there?
They have barcodes on their uniforms.
You know what's funny? I took off another sticker that's like glow in the dark, and I just had a feeling to keep this one on. I didn't know they did that.
They left the barcodes on their jumpsuits to represent how they felt about the music industry and how they would be commodified as individuals for their art.
Very DFW coded.
Well, which is interesting because Clown going in there and saying, meeting your first platinum selling artist, going on the record, a little hypocritical.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, are these guys doing this because they really feel like this is what they need to be doing in life? It's the truth, no matter who listens, no matter how it like turns out, whatever. It's making it. It's the experience, or is it the finished product, something that can be sold and commodified?
When you're working on a podcast with multiple guests,
Yeah.
there's three of us, right?
Sure.
Like it can get pretty chaotic. We got 3 cameras here.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine what it would be like working on a podcast with 9 guests?
I can't imagine it, and that's why I'm not prepared for those kind of podcasts.
Let's say you're thrown into the Ross Robinson producer seat. How are you going to
Sure.
approach a situation like that with 9 voices? Everybody needs to be heard. Everybody's trying to say something. How do you rein in that chaos? How do you get the best performance and ultimately deliver the best product?
I think to make sure everyone is talking over each other and nothing of sense is really being said, I would kind of do the Ross method. Put a loaded gun in someone's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put a whoopee cushion under some guy's seat with spikes on it. Throwing bottles, making a mess. There'd be knives, there'd be trash cans.
Tortilla Man is, I just, you know,
Just wanted to
you
say
brought
that.
him up.
He needs to go.
Yeah.
He
several-
cheapens it. He cheapens it.
So
for
if
me.
Tortilla Man was on the podcast with 9, you'd say, get out of here.
I think Tortilla Man
We're down
cheapens
to
it.
8.
I really do think he cheapens the
Yeah.
band.
He's just like the second guy banging on kegs with a bat, right?
Don't need it.
You already got Clown. You already have another guy banging on a trash can.
We don't need it. We could do a Freddie Mercury thing with Clown where just like layer it 50 times of different trash cans.
Yeah, you know, like now we're podcasting because I really, you know, I disagree. I think we need more
We need
trash
more
cans
guys in this
in
band.
music. I think we need more guys in bands. I think that, you know, Slipknot set the tone for, look, there are a lot of guys in metal bands now. They were like, hey, if Slipknot did it, what's 5 compared to 8 or 9?
But I think it's just whatever kind of artistic project you're doing. Yeah, like with Slipknot, it is just this like, what's the vision of it? What's the tone? How do we want to do it? Are we going to have fun doing it? And yeah, I think with Slipknot, there's a lot of work that went into it. They had to go mask shopping. They had to make sure that their jumpsuits all fit, were trimmed up.
Yeah, what if you have like 2 number 5s accidentally?
I think with Slipknot, they should have done a like draft thing every year to get new guys in there.
You would never know, though. You just give them the old mask.
Well, but then you see a new guy in there, almost like a rookie. Like get new rookies in there every year.
Give them a different color jumpsuit, or like
Yeah,
let everybody know, you know.
let everyone know. I think there should have been some sort of like bullpen that's like, you know, guys waiting to come in. So if they're doing a really long set, it's almost like 2 different bands. You could just swap guys in and out.
It is the really actually pretty beautiful thing that they have discovered, which is they really, you know, that was looked at as a gimmick, but it was for them. They, you know, Clown did see this as like, hey, maybe he was thinking, look, I could switch out whoever. I could be doing this forever and I would be sitting at home.
I don't think that they did it, though.
No, they didn't, but
They never
couldn't.
went Blue Man Group. Do you think the Blue Man Group would exist without Slipknot?
And do you think that the Blue Man Group has been influenced by Slipknot?
I think they have been influenced by Slipknot. I mean, I don't know if these guys are crawling into trash cans when they're done with a set.
The Blue Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely smacking them.
I think they're probably the Blue Man Group is probably a lot darker than I think that we would.
Blue Man Group is like, let's take Slipknot and make it not scary. Let's make it palatable for like a baby boomer.
It's guys that just watch Slipknot. It's guys that just listen to Slipknot and then they just watched Avatar. Way of the Water. They said, what if we put some blue in here?
Yeah, they were like, hey, what if we're Slipknot, but what if Slipknot was blue?
Right. And I kind of like that. But the thing is, they don't sing, right? It's just all percussion.
I've never seen them.
Hey,
There's no Corey Taylor in the Blue Man Group, though, I don't think.
And then there is only one Clown, but these guys are just clown imitators.
Do you ever listen to music while you're editing, or is it just headphones on, you're locked into Premiere?
I'm in and out with Premiere. I go in, you kind of got to lock in for this. If I am listening to music, it's going to be classical stuff, just on a lower volume. Maybe some more melodic Machine Girl here and there. Which Machine Girl, another one. I don't think they could be around. I don't think they're possible without Slipknot.
Hey, that leads
There
us.
you go. That's our end of the show segment. Machine Girl Kelly.
Was Machine
That's
Girl
funny.
Kelly? Was he in?
No, I was just making a joke. Machine Gun Kelly. One time I commented that, and it was a top liked comment. It was a good achievement.
What was
for
your
me.
other top liked comment the other day? He's doing a lot of this.
He has
yeah.
been scoring the numbers, man.
Yeah, I've been racking up the hearts. Somebody GQ posted an article that was like, being bald is cool.
Uh-huh.
And they posted it on their Instagram, and I just commented it, and I said, written by a bald, and it was the top liked, pretty good.
Sounds like it sounds like something a bald guy would write, you know?
Yeah, suspicious.
It is suspicious. I think that if you like Slipknot, I don't find Slipknot scary because I grew up with it.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that you feel about Slipknot, I went and saw an electronic show the other week, and I was scared. And
Sudden Death?
Sudden Death, I think if you like Slipknot, you would really like Sudden Death. And not that I don't dislike Sudden Death, but that was they had scary music.
Yeah, I mean, it is EDM.
Yeah, ish.
Is it like Fred again?
It's like dubstep, but really scary.
It's just scary music. And the thing is he's awesome. Like he's great, and he's so talented, and people just like Slipknot, right? And you're watching these people watch them, but they probably grew up with it. I didn't. I'm just finding all this stuff now. And he's got another
he
project.
Does a mask thing.
Yeah, it's called Void. He's incredible.
It's him flying around with his mask.
I have nothing but great stuff to say about Sudden Death, but I can tell you if you like Slipknot, you would like Sudden Death.
It's a really good one.
If you like Slipknot,
you like Halloween Horror Nights.
You do. You like Knott's Berry's Farm.
That's probably better.
Farm, yeah. I think if you like Slipknot, you should check out After.
What's After?
That's a fun band. Justine and Graham, good friends. Love their music. It's very 2000s, super original. It's cool. I think it's the furthest thing from Slipknot. But that's a good chaser to Slipknot. Because I think my thing is like, I can listen to Slipknot, but you just need that like hit, like that chaser, like a little something else.
Yeah, a little
right after.
palate cleanse.
Just a quick Teenage Dream by Katy Perry, and then we're good.
You know, we're doing 2 podcasts today. The other album that we're doing is Mazzy Star, which is like the polar opposite of Slipknot. So listening to this and then putting on Mazzy Star back to back was a very good chaser, good combo together.
Yeah, just Slipknot, those, bathroom stalls are going to be carved up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
it down.
You have listened to Mazzy Star and you are just pissing. You're taking a big fat piss.
Pissing on
a rectangular piss. Yeah.
There was a story about them peeing on each other.
They love doing it. They love eating their pee and their poop and their diarrhea.
Ate their pee?
Yeah, and diarrheaing in their masks and putting it on.
Morgan, if you could say anything to Slipknot, what would you say? Would you say keep up the great work?
You want to know what I would say? I would say
like genuinely.
Why did you fire me?
I would say I'm sorry. I would say I'm sorry. I'm a genuine fan, and you want to know what? I've grown up a lot since then.
I'm sorry that I showed your video.
I've said I've made some mistakes in my life. This was one of them, and I just want to let you know that, I do everything I can in my day to make sure that I don't do stuff like that to anybody else.
When you were in the studio, did you see them fighting each other or throwing shit?
No, I was just smoking cigarettes with Clown.
What does he smoke? Marlboro?
Black and Milds.
Smokes those little skinny
Europeans.
No, Virginia Slims.
No, tiny. He smokes lollipop sticks.
Yeah.
I think they're just big sweeties.
Morgan, okay, so then if you could say anything to your ex-girlfriend, what would that be? Annie, Taylor, and then Ring.
Annie, I'd say, hey, congratulations. I'd say you got out of it. You got Dave. And thank God for Dave. I love Dave. I said,
the blue Dave?
No, not the blue Dave, not the Blue Man Group, not blue anything, just Dave. She's got Dave. Annie Walters has Dave. And he's really, I said, look, I love how tall he is. He's so tall.
What is he? 6 foot?
Like 5'7", 5'8".
Dude, I thought I was 6 feet tall. Like a couple months ago.
How tall are you?
5'5". I just never checked my height. I never knew. I never had a reference.
Did you see yourself next to somebody? Because that's the first time I ever saw that.
I
I
have
thought,
any tall friends.
Bro, when I watched like our episode, I was like, I look so big next to Morgan. I think it's also the camera angle too.
Yeah, I'm also like the wide slouching angle a little bit. And
I do my best to make you guys look the same, but sometimes it's just going to be
this camera angle for me couldn't be worse. Like every time
Maybe
I see
we just need to switch seats.
Let's try it. Because every time I see a clip of myself, there's something about it.
It's horrific.
It's absolutely.
It's detritus from this side over. I don't know there's nothing I can do. Just have wide.
I know.
It's already edited when I get it. I'm just clipping.
Look, the thing is like when I see these things, I go, I don't look like that.
You don't look like that. You don't sound like that.
I look like a monster in these. And they go, this homeless,
Do you have
disgusting guy. And I go like, true. Yeah, true. But like, you know, not to the extent of like the way that the camera makes me look.
Yeah, so the camera, it adds some weight, it adds some height. I mean, you sitting next to Morgan, it's like Rip Van Winkle or something. It just, you could be 8 feet tall.
I look so big
Morgan,
on the wide
you're
angle,
so
I don't.
tiny in the frame.
Hey,
This is just, I think, an editing thing that
Yeah, I don't know. If you can take a look now and tell me, maybe we can move
take a
the
peek.
camera. Okay, well, Cam, thank you so much for being here, and thanks for listening to
course.
Slipknot. And
well, you guys asked me to, so I'm happy.
Well, you asked us to.
Okay.
all right,
Cam?
thank you so much, Cam.
Thank you. And, you know,
Thank
do
you,
wanna,
clown.
Do you want to plug the?
You know what I'll say? Peter and I have a new project coming out very soon. So if I don't know what the Venn diagram of CD Burners fans and then Talking Talk fans looks like, but if you are one of the in between, stay on the lookout. But otherwise, yeah,
This has been great. It's been a dream come
this
true.
has been a lot of fun, and I want to thank you guys for keeping me employed. I want to thank you guys for keeping me part of the workforce, part of the GDP, part of the private sector of
Yeah.
podcasts, right?
And we want to thank you for making CD Burners into the podcast that we always dreamed it should be.
All right,
We're ending there
We'll be back to talk about the deluxe edition.
absolutely.
when there's 15 or 16 members.